And we're back. I'm Chris.
I'm Mark.
Together with incredible Hokes. No, we're fine. I was just joking around, making it down in the beginning.
I was leaning in, so he's going to be a whispering episode today.
All right, so
with my loud chair.
we've been busy and not been on any of these shows lately. I'm probably going to put. We just recorded a bunch. We're probably going to put this closer to the beginning. So we'll put this. So we've been busy. New job. Bunch of clients. I was sick for a week, man. It's been like crazy. So, but now we're back on track. Our lives have re-normalized. That's a word.
Yeah, trying to get there. Yeah.
So we haven't touched base on football in a while, and everybody, if you're new to us, keep in mind we don't give a shit about any other team but the Dallas Cowboys and Tennessee Titans, every other NFL team. If you love them, that's great, but get the hell off this show because we don't care about it. So, the next big event for the NFL is the
NFL Draft.
What do you think of the NFL Draft? It's going to be in Arlington.
Yep. Cowboy Stadium.
So, Cowboys are picking
19th in the first round.
Titans are picking in the 20s.
They're 20.
Let's see here. Where are they?
5?
Let's do a little googly search. Titans Draft 2018.
Don't you all love our in the moment?
Don't worry. Oh my God. Just wait for it.
This will all be edited out.
No, it won't be.
You'll have like a Lawrence Welker music playing while we wait.
I'll totally use all this.
The bubbles will be floating around.
The Titans. It's okay. It just says first round pick. It doesn't give the number. Are you effing kidding me? Let me put in NFL Draft Order.
Yeah, that's just kicking us when we're down.
2018. You son of a b. Sweet Jesus. Why was that 25th. So hard to Google?
What did I say? I said 25. Hey,
so Cowboys 19, Titans at 25th. Why in the hell was that so hard to Google? Google, get your shit together. All right.
This will all be cleaned up in the edit.
No, I'm going to use all this raw.
And it'll be smoking. It'll be awesome.
So, Incredible Hokes are awards on all show. So, who are the Cowboys going to take at 19? We burp, we fart, everything on this show. Squeaky Cowboys taking it.
Squeaky chair. Squeaky chair. Yeah.
Talk about expectations and lowered expectations.
All right, Titans. We're talking Titans, yes?
No, I said Cowboys at 19. Who are they taking?
Oh. Okay. Different hat on. Cowboys, 19.
But you can see immediately he had some sort of a higher tone to his voice in the Titans. But when I said Cowboys, and we could actually probably just, you could go replay it where it was. Did you see his entire demeanor went down? You were not high on the Cowboys. What's wrong with them? They were 9-7 last year, right? What's wrong with the Cowboys? They signed one receiver from Jacksonville that was a cast off from Jacksonville because they had a high flying offense last year.
The Cowboys have absolutely worn me down after I don't know how many years now, 20 years.
Have you lost hope?
And I think I'm there. I think I've lost hope because I know what's going on in the front office. Every year they're always over the cap and they have no room to maneuver.
Okay.
That's a problem.
Okay.
And they also, the players that they end up signing, they overpay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a problem. So just after 20 years, the same old stuff. Every year we're going for it. And you're like, you don't have enough talent to go for it, Jerry. Your defense cannot stop Aaron Rodgers with 30 seconds to go
I don't know
in the fourth quarter.
He didn't sign any of the year this year. He didn't sign anybody this offseason going for it. Who did he sign this offseason going for it? I mean,
that's kind of my point. Is here every year he's having to restructure people's deals because he's over the cap. He has no room to go out there and get a good free agent because I think it's okay to understand that not every team every year is going to be able to hit home runs with all the draft picks. You know there's going to be a couple of misses.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you have a deficit, it is nice to go, okay, we've got a pretty good solid team, overall good bunch of starters. But the one glaring area is such and such.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if we could just get a shutdown corner, oh man, we're playoff bound.
Okay.
Or, if we could just have a breakaway playmaker receiver, we're playoff bound.
Mm-hmm.
The Cowboys keep being in a position because Jerry wants to go for it every year, and Steven has to make it work. So he's redoing this left tackle's DL and this player's DL. Sean Lee had his deal restructured. Jason Witten had it redeal every year. It's like you're constantly doing that because you don't have enough room to sign your draft picks,
Okay.
and you have very little money to go after actual needs.
Okay.
And so you do that to me enough, I just lose hope because it's the same thing. I've seen it for 20 years. None of that has turned into any playoff success.
So who they taking at 19? What position? All that to say.
I think-
Who are they taking at 19?
I think they're going to take
That was a rant.
yeah, well, you asked. Receiver. I think they're going to try to go receiver.
Really?
Is
Dez done?
I think Dez is done. I think they signed those two guys to bulk it up. Dez is just so
Who's
much.
the other one? Jackson Hearn?
They signed two receivers,
The Jacksonville guy and who?
and the guy that used to be a Titan. Pretty fast too. He used to be a Titan, believe it or not.
Kid the right?
No. I forget. Anyway,
Keep talking.
Now in our moment thing, I think Dez being a distraction, his touchdowns have gone way down. He's gotten banged up a lot. Bottom line is the guy cannot separate from any cornerback in the league. The only way he can be effective is for you to throw high. And Romo adjusted his game to throw high anytime he threw in Dez's direction. And Dez is a good enough athlete, he would just simply out-jump people. That's how he's been getting along for all these years.
Deontay Thompson?
That's, yeah.
I don't think he was a Titan.
He wasn't a Titan?
I don't think so. Justin Hunter used to be a Titan.
Hunter, there
It says he visited.
He visited. That's where I got confused.
Signing.
That's where I got
Oh,
confused.
he was a bust. Don't sign Justin Hunter. That guy was
Yeah.
a bust. He didn't do jack shit.
Yeah.
He was a second round reach.
Well, anyhow, they got a couple of free agent signs there to add some depth. But I think ultimately they're going to go try to find a younger replacement for Dez. All right, I'll shut up now.
I don't know if you're going to find a replacement for Dez that's sitting there at 19th.
Calvin Ridley, if he falls that far. And is it Cortland Sutton out of SMU would be a great pick.
Okay, so this is I think what the Titans do will be a stud linebacker. Whether that be I think it depends on who's sitting there. If there's a pass rusher sitting there, or if there's even a solid guy, they'll take it. They'll take a stud linebacker is what they're going to be looking for. Now, honestly, what I think they should do is, because of the way the team is kind of set up right now, is take the best player available, asterisk, that's not a quarterback. So I think we're kind of good across the board, but we kind of could use help across the board. Except tackle, maybe. I think the tackle's pretty much set. We got two Pro Bowl. I think one was an All-Pro even one year. Tackles. So I guess the second asterisk would be maybe not tackle. But I think I can make an argument to get another running back. I can make an argument to get another corner. I can make an argument to get another linebacker, O-line, D-line. If he's a stud and he's sitting there and he's the best player on your board, as long as he's not a quarterback, I think you grab him. Because you got Lawan fixing to get a fat contract. If they get a stud and Lawan has had injury issues, if he thinks all of a sudden he's $100 million like Smith with Dallas left tackle, I think you go, okay, well, bye bye, and we'll just use this guy.
It's been fun
because I don't think they pay that. I don't think that's the kind of team they are that needs to pay a star like that on the line. So I think, and I know it's cliche, and I know it feels like a lazy answer to some degree, but honestly, I think they're kind of good in a lot of places, and they're kind of could use help in a lot of places. So best player.
Mm-hmm.
If a receiver's the stud, the top player, grab him.
Yeah. Yeah. If I'm then I lean either linebacker or offensive lineman. That would be my preference for the Titans, because I think those areas could use some shoring up. Nothing else, just add some good quality depth. And yeah.
If there's one position they need, it's linebacker. It's either way in the middle or on the edge as a rusher.
Yeah.
They definitely could use one. Also, might consider some sort of an end type guy, maybe a hybrid guy that can be on the line or stand up would be good, which would fit in your pass rusher mold. We have an older linebacker core, and we have a soon-to-be older defensive line.
Right.
So those are something to look at, too. The linebacker core is very mature. It's probably the most mature unit that we have. So, we have the defense coordinator from Baltimore. They've been he was pretty good. Well, how much of that was Ozzie Newsome, but they've been pretty good at finding young D talent. So maybe with Vrabel, with Baltimore, if there's a guy sitting there, we'll find us a gym. They're at 25th.
Yeah, 25.
5th pick. So we'll see. But I honestly, in my Madden version of life, I'd be like, man, take the top player, man. Oh, top player sitting there as a DP. Yeah, take him.
Yeah. This year is going to be interesting because it's going to be, since there's no consensus at quarterback, is there going to be a rush for those quarterbacks, or is the indecision going to actually drop all those quarterbacks into like the mid to late first round? When that does, you're going to have some teams probably wanting to trade back up, so you might have an opportunity to trade down and get some multiple picks if you're the Titans.
Right.
Like Lamar Jackson, he's a quarterback that's supposed to be like a Michael Vick type, and some teams are they've got a very serious eye on him if he drops that far. So,
well, there's nowhere to go but up for the Cowboys. I think. I don't know. I mean, Cowboys are. Can I say something about the Cowboys that probably draw the ire, maybe even you? And it might draw the ire, definitely of some viewers, since we live in Texas. Cowboys are fucking boring. Y'all are boring.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, just boring. That rookie year of
Dak and Zeke.
Dak and Zeke was awesome. I remember sitting at Outback, and the Steeler games was on, and when that went back and forth at the end, and y'all pulled it out.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah,
but other than that, y'all are boring. And with Romo, y'all are boring. It's just boring.
Right.
It's even the stadium's boring. It's just kind of like it's too clean, and I don't. It's just all boring to me.
It's so big. It's in a way it kind of is like impersonal. It's so big, and everyone's too busy looking at up at the screen.
It feels corporate-y.
And there's a corporate thing.
It feels like New Coke. It's kind of corporate-y.
One of my ideas for a show is one of my concerns is that Dak Prescott. I just hope he doesn't end up being like Donovan McNabb. And what I mean by that, as a quarterback, he was one of those guys that was just good enough to always give you enough hope, but not good enough to actually win the Super Bowl. And that really just I worry about that going into season 3. Is his sophomore slump going to stick around? He was throwing a lot of balls last year that was just like nowhere near the receiver. One hoppers and very inaccurate. The first season, he didn't have that problem. The second season, he totally did. So that really concerned me. Donovan McNabb, he had so many one hoppers in his career, but he played just well enough and moved sticks with his legs just enough to give you hope.
If you go back to our shows, one of the things I was worried about with Dak is if he's David Gerard. If you remember, I said this as like Zeke is really the man. Is Prescott just really lucky and good timing that he happens to be behind center with Zeke being the man, and all he is just David Gerard.
Right.
And he had that one great year with Jacksonville. They won randomly, won 12 games or 11 games.
Yeah.
And then he got this big fat contract, and then it was.
And then they just fizzled big time.
Because all he had to do was just not screw up and throw about 15 passes a game.
Right.
And that was my fear with Dak. So, I don't know, time will tell. It's too soon to say. I think after year 3, we'll have a better sense.
Yeah.
At the end of year 3. Y'all just need to get on boring, dude. Y'all are just boring. Boring. I can't finish the games.
Yeah.
I start to watch them, and I'm like, I start looking at social media, or I go to the office, or whatever else. It's just dull. I don't know why.
And I'm a fan. I mean, I don't want people to get the wrong idea. I'm a fan, and I want them to win. I want them to be good.
Yeah, I'm not trying to bash on you.
But the way Jerry runs that thing, I mean, he's committed to Jason Garrett, and the team reflects Jason Garrett. And Jason Garrett is not an exciting guy. And it's one thing to be kind of boring like Belichick, and you win a ton of Super Bowls. But Garrett does not have that track record, and the team reflects Garrett, and they just kind of show up and kind of try hard enough, and there's just no passion there. And I would just kill for a coach to come in there right now and kick a chair, throw something across the locker room, something that shows some kind of passion and some kind of just anger too. So we're paying you how much? Somebody make a play. And I mean you defense. You can't hold Aaron Rodgers for 30 seconds. This has happened to us twice in 3 seasons.
That is it, man. That was 30 points.
So there.
Did you hear it? I heard it. I'm not trying to bash your team. I'm a lifelong Oilers Titans fan. Who am I to bash anybody's team? And I'll save you all the trouble. I know my team sucks. I think our career our winning percentage is under 500. So I'll just save you all the trouble and say that we sucked. But but I'm just saying, I'm not trying to bash you guys, but y'all are just kind of boring, man. Just kind of boring. And
I don't think it changes as long as Garrett's the coach. I just,
I hope for the best. I want you to win. The NFL is better with you guys mixed in there. When y'all are 10 wins, 11 wins,
yeah,
everything's just better.
It is.
But Jerry's gonna have to die first. I hate to say it that way, but I hate to come on with it, but that's just the truth. Jerry's got to die first. Kind of like Al Davis and the Raiders. Took that son of a bitch dying for them to turn it around.
Yeah, he was just so stuck in his ways, and that's the thing. Al Davis wanted it done a certain way, and he wanted credit, and Jerry's the same way. I want credit. I want to be in there, and it's like, but you're being in the midst of things does not work.
It's like our DC show, Zack Snyder, got to go.
You'd hope that after 20 years, you go, you know what? I'm one hell of a marketer, but I can't put together a Super Bowl team to save my life, and just gracefully bow out and let Steven take over.
Was Jerry even at the Combine?
No, not that I know of. Garrett was there.
Okay, I'll just let that rest.
Yeah. As far as I know, Steven and Garrett, that was it.
And we'll just let that rest.
So.
And with that, adieu.